Israel, a country long seen as one of the most powerful militaries in the world, well, it is suddenly facing a crisis that few expected. Reports now claim that Israel is running dangerously low on money, weapon and military supplies after months of relentless fighting against Hamas and rising tensions with Hezbollah. Yes, you heard that right. The mighty Israel Defense Forces or IDF, they are now struggling to even fund their next phase of operation. Well, according to new report, one of Israel's biggest media outlets said that the country's war chest is almost empty. The Gaza conflict, which was supposed to last only 6 weeks, it has dragged on for months now, draining billions from Israel's budget here. The defense establishment has reportedly burned through massive stockpiles of ammunition, rockets, and armored vehicles, and now relies almost entirely on the United States military cargo planes and ships to keep its war machine running. In fact, the Israeli parliament recently approved an emergency budget of roughly $8 billion just to replenish the country's defense reserves. But you know what? Here's the shocking part. Even that huge money, it's not enough for them. Experts say that it's barely covering operational cost, let alone replacing the advanced weapons and air defense systems lost during the fighting. Israel's famous, the Iron Dome interceptors, precision-guided bombs and tanks, they are all running low and factories can't keep up with the pace of consumption. Also, behind the scenes, Israeli officials, they are warning that country's economy is taking a hit too. Billions have been diverted from education, healthcare, infrastructure just to pay for the war. In fact, foreign investors, they are getting very nervous. Well, Israeli currency, it is weakened and Israel's credit rating is under review. In fact, international analysts now say that the country is entering one of its most financially unstable periods in decades now. And yes, it's not just about money. Strategically, Israel is now more exposed than ever. The northern border with Lebanon is heating up again as Hezbollah steps up the rocket fire. In the south, Hamas is regrouping despite the destruction in Gaza. And in the east, Iran continues to arm its proxies, including Syria's militia and Houthis in Yemen. Israeli generals are warning that the country might not be able to fight on multiple fronts if things escalate again. In fact, inside the IDF, morale is reportedly very much mixed. Soldiers are tired, resources are stretched thin, and public is questioning how long the government can sustain such a costly war. In fact, some reservists have complained about shortages in equipments and delayed payments, while others fear that Israel's global image it is worsening, making it harder to attract international support as well. In the meantime, you have US. US is quietly becoming Israel's lifeline. Washington has been sending non-stop shipments of weapons, ammunition, and fuel through military airlift. But even in the US, lawmakers are starting to ask, how long can we keep funding this? With growing global pressure and calls for permanent ceasefire, Israel's dependence on foreign aid is raising a lot of eyebrows. So, what happens next? Well, Israel finds itself in a dangerous balancing act here, a military stretched to a limit, an economy under strain, and public. They are very angry with the government. The country's defense budget is running thin and its enemies, they are watching closely. Hamas may be weakened, but the war has left Israel fighting another invisible battle, and that too a financial one.